AFC Champions League, Group I, coming to you from Johor. It is a matchup between Guangzhou, who are winless after 3 matches so far, conceded 16 goals, against Ulsan Hyundai, who are struggling. The twice times AFC champions, 3 times in a row runners-up of Korea. They have won 1, lost 1 and drawn 1. They are fully expected to pick up maximum points against Guangzhou here, but then we are getting into the business end of this group where only the top team is guaranteed to go through. Ulsan, as you can see, 3rd in that table. Victory today will temporarily take them level on points with Johor. That assumes they get the victory. As for Guangzhou, well, their team of youngsters bolstered by a couple of experienced players. This has really been a difficult tournament for them. 3 heavy defeats so far. The 3-0 when they played here 3 days ago could have been much worse than that, weren't it for the goalkeeper Haley Pan. 32 degrees, it's pretty warm out there, 61% humidity. There's a little bit of a cooling wind to help the players today, and there's a little bit of cloud cover. We're not expecting rain today, but you never know in this part of the world. It can come at you very quickly indeed. So the scene is set for a fascinating match day 4. 10 o'clock tonight. Johor Darul Taksim, the group leaders, take on Kawasaki Frontale. They drew 0-0 last time they played. Johor got a 2-1 victory over Ulsan. They are the key results so far, but we're only at half-time, and Ulsan Hyundai, well, are nothing if not a scrapper. They won the competition in 2020. They were only knocked out in penalties in the semi-finals last season. So if they were to go out in the group stages of 2022, it would be a major upset. They're in their change strip of all white today. They are the designated away side. Games at the Larkin Stadium, or the Tantri Haji Hassan Yunos Stadium to give its full title. They're played at 5 o'clock, and the games at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium over in the western part of Johor, they kick off at 10 o'clock, which helps the Johor players because it's the fasting month of Ramadan at the moment, and several of their players are fasting, so they have a chance to break fast around about 7:30. So that timing has helped Johor, but on the last match day, Ulsan will play Johor at 5 p.m. And while there may well be dispensation for the Johorian players, that's yet to be confirmed, and it could still be an advantage for Ulsan Hyundai. As for Guangzhou Evergrande, or Evergrande is their former name, that is one of the problems. Financial worries have beset the top teams in China, and they're sending largely youth squads. The couple of exceptions for Guangzhou are the number 66 Yang Sin, who's been outstanding at centre-back, but even he's only had League 2 experience and 1 brief match for the first team at Guangzhou in the Chinese Cup. Diego Chen, a 25-year-old who will start for the first time today up front. But otherwise, this is a team of 19, 18, 19, 20 and 21-year-olds, and they really have found the going tough against experienced teams on the AFC scene. Not of Ulsan supporters in the main stand, enjoying the sunshine, aware that the cameras are on them, their flags are waving, and their substitutes just making their way out. They've struggled since match day 1. They were leading on match day 1 here against Kawasaki until the 94th minute, then gave away a sloppy equaliser, and since then they have been on the ropes. In fact, they're not a fan of this venue. There was talk that they wanted to move the games to the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium, but AFC have, the Johor ground staff have sanded various parts of the pitch, which was softened by rain in the match 3 days ago, and the pitch looks pretty good, although it did cut up the other day. Let's see how it plays today, but that had nothing to do with Ulsan only scoring 3 against Guangzhou last time out. It was a wonderful goalkeeping performance by Haley Pan, 4 outstanding saves to keep the score down.
Guangzhou FC dari China dan juga Ulsan Hyundai FC dari Korea.
To the strains of the AFC anthem, we approach the business end of Group I. Only the top team in the group of 4 is guaranteed a place in the round of 16. Then you've got the lottery of the best second place teams in the 5 Eastern groups. The 3 best second-place teams go through. Ulsan will be looking for 3 victories in a row to ensure that they are top of the pile and don't go through that lottery. But they are the team with work to do. This is the AFC Champions League for the Tan Sri Dato Haji Hassan Yunos Stadium in Johor Bahru. This is Guangzhou FC from China versus Ulsan Hyundai from Korea. Mark Costa towards the end of the line for Ulsan. Signed from Hungary. Started his career at the Honved club and scored his first goal in Ulsan colours in the 3-0 victory here in the first half, a left-footed free kick. They struggled to break down a determined Guangzhou side last time out, creating plenty of chances and having all the pressure. The Haley Pan was resilient, and it took them 37 minutes to actually break down Guangzhou. And the Chinese side will be hoping they can be equally resilient. Just one change for the Guangzhou side from that team that did so well. And I'm anticipating they'll play a similar back 5. This is the lineup. Haley Pan is the man to look out for. He's the goalkeeper. The star man in defence has been Yang Sin, who plays in the middle of the back 3 with the 2 wing backs dropping very, very deep. And as you can see, we're expecting a very, very similar lineup. Chen Kun keeps his place. Wang Tianqin on the left-hand side, so expect that to be a 5-4-1, very much that. They did get forward on a couple of occasions, and they'll be hoping that Ye Guo Chen can have an opportunity to score their first goal in this season's competition. Match referee is Omar Yakubi from Oman, 34 years of age. This is 9th season on the AFC and FIFA lists. He was referee when Ulsan lost to Johor, and he also handed out a red card to Ulsan when they narrowly pipped Kaya in last season's AFC Champions League. And I remember this guy from a fabulous time I had in Bhutan to watch Bhutan beating Guam in a World Cup qualifier not so long ago. As for Ulsan Hyundai, well, they're expecting to win, and they're giving a couple of first starts to the tournament to Kim Hyun-yu, the number 4 at left back, and Choi Gi-yeon, a youngster in the centre of the defence. Otherwise, there's bags of experience. Park Chu-young, 36 years of age, 90+ caps for Korea. He will be in support of Mark Costa. Both scored, and the pace will be provided by Yun Il-lok down the left-hand side and Won-sang, who scored in the defeat against Johor. So starts a really important 3-match run for Ulsan Hyundai. They can still win this group. They can still get themselves out of the trouble that they've dropped themselves in. On the bench, they've got experience, should they require it. Leonardo, the striker, who's yet to really show what he's worth. And Jun Amano, the Japanese, who limped off in the 1-1 draw against Kawasaki. Haley Pan. Sign of the cross, just to try to get some spiritual intervention to see if he can perform as well as he did in the last game. Just waiting for the match commissioner and the local coordinator, who's Kami-san Salan, just to give you the official countdown. Very strict are AFC and the broadcast partners in getting the matches kicked off exactly on time. Fourth official is Mohammed Taki, who's made the short journey over the causeway from Singapore. Assistant referee is Abdullah Al-Jardani from Oman and Ali Reza Ilduram from the Islamic Republic of Iran.
3, 2, 1.
We are underway. Ye Guo Chen. And immediately not long. And belted clear by Won Du Jae. Costa, first involvement. Costa down the line, and there's pace from Wansang. And immediately he's got behind Guangzhou's defense. It's pulled back, and first intervention from Yang Sim, who is the granddaddy of this side at 28 years of age. He plays in the middle of that back three and is a, well, really, really important. Outside of him, he's got Shade, who's 18, Feng Yifan, who's 19, fullbacks aged 20 and 21. This is Kim Hyun-woo, 23-year-old, his first appearance of the season in any competition. Out to Yun Il-lok. Cho Yi-gun. Hyun-woo. And immediately, just about every Ulsan player within 40 meters of the Guangzhou line. First ball given away, but then won back by Sung Jun. Neatly played by Oh In-pyo. Hyun-woo. Elegant left-footed centre-back. Jae is just 24. That's a nice ball around the corner for Wansang. Little dummy from Wansang. Tried to pick out Costa. Important challenge from Shadir. Still the pressure comes. Gi-yun. Yun Il-lok. Fast start by Ulsan. Some desperate defending already inside the first 2 minutes. And a foul there by Hyun-woo. Just relieves the pressure. That's cleverly done by Yego Chen. It just eases the pressure as we have a look at the respective coaches. Kang Myung-byo apparently really lost his cool, mainly after the Kawasaki game. Not so much for the concession of the late goal, but for the general overall performance. And then he was incandescent after the defeat against Johor. Gi-yun. 35-year-old captain Shin Hyung-min gets his first start of the season. He's been with the club a long time. He'll just steady things in the heart of midfield and let Kim Sung-jun, who's himself not a youngster, but a lot busier. Hyun-woo out wide to Gi-yun. Game's at 5 o'clock. It is stiflingly hot out there. The floodlights are on and the cloud cover gives a little bit of cooling element. And the teams met on Thursday. Oh, it's a fine shot and in. Goalkeeper got two hands to it, but Yun Il-lok gets the opening goal inside 4 minutes. Oh. Haley Pan, after his heroics on Thursday, will really, really look at himself here. I mean, it's a decent shot, but it's a good height for the goalkeeper. And Yun Il-lok scores his second goal against Guangzhou. But you've got to put that down as a partial goalkeeping error, although Yun Il-lok will say, no, it was rifling into the top corner. Not a good start for Guangzhou. Chung Kun tries to get down the right-hand side. Easily brushed off the ball. He scampers back into his right-back position. It very much is 5-4-1. Du Jae looking for Wansang. Ooh, clever little play from Wansang. Costa was the intended target. Cleared away by Tian Qing. Assistant referee just telling Oh In-pyo just to drop back a little. Now he can take the throw in from where he wanted to earlier. Sadir rather scuffs the clearance. Tian Qing just blocked down by In-pyo. Really is frustrating to see the young team that Guangzhou are putting out, because in days of old, this would have been a blockbuster contest. By days of old, I mean just a couple of years ago. Let's hope the financial problems hitting Chinese football are short-term. Hyungmin. And that maybe we get one or two gems coming out of the junior ranks. Can take Chinese football onto the next stage. Yun Il-lok around the outside. Looks for Park Chu-young. Park wants the foul. Gets the foul. Ton of experience. Of course, we'll know him from Monaco days and Arsenal days. He started at Seoul and was signed from Seoul. Canny acquisition by Ulsan. Oh, it's off the post. They really have struggled from the set pieces, have Ulsan. And Wansang it was who got in at the back stick. Really should be 2-0. Park Chu-young. Il-lok again. He's been really busy. Cross cleared by Yang Sin. Oh, it's just relentless. Ulsan. Clearly in a far more determined mood than the other day. Costa just helps it up. Yang Sin helps it out. Hasu. At least they've kept possession, and then the flag will go up for offside here. High line, and it'll be a chance for us to see that header against the back post. Was indeed the centre back, Young Jin, who'd got forward. Lovely ball in, but no marking. Gets in ahead of his man. He met it with the face of the forehead. Now there's more defending to do, looking for Costa. Yang Sin once again in the way. Hyun-woo, the man who was denied. Kim Sung-joon. Park Chu-young. The width will be provided by Gi-yun. Steps back onto his right foot, clearly not his best, but it's still found its way to an Ulsan player. And the drive comes in from Kim Sung-joon. There's more energy on the touchline as well from Ulsan. Coach Hyung Min-bo generally isn't a coach who gets on the end of his technical area. Here's the goal. And Haley Pan, after heroics, won't want to see this one too many times. We are back in play. Wansang. Impyo decides not to put in the cross. Dink forward finds Gi-yun. Lovely first time lay back. Yun Il-lok nearly found its way through to the very advanced Kim Sung-joon. It'll be a corner. And these situations really will worry Guangzhou, the designated home side. They already trail by a goal to nil. Less than 10 minutes in. Yun Il-lok, goal scorer, has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the penalty area, plus a player on the line. They go short. Il-lok. Oh, little nutmeg on the touchline. Haley Pan grabs the ball, but that was clever from Yun Il-lok. 30 years of age now. Second goal of the AFC Champions League for Il-lok, and second goal in all competitions. Yansin, closed down by Park. Nicely played. Swan Tianqing in advanced position. It's a robust challenge from Owen Pyo. Left the leg dangling, and Wang Tianqing went over the top, so a rare chance to maybe put the ball in and see if Ye Guoqian or Yang Xin can compete. Feng Yifan is up there as well, the number 63. High line held by Ulsan. 7 white shirts in a row. And then they drop back, and Costa, centre forward, makes the header, and Costa will be able to play that forward. And Dun Won Sang can try and chase, but too much on it from Mark Costa. Nice idea. Yifan drives forward for once. Ulsan drop off. Yifan, Chen Kun, Yang Xin, Shadia, the 18-year-old, and Tianqing is forced all the way back to Yang Xin. He takes responsibility. Yonilok closes down, forces the error. And then a loose pass coming in from Chen Jianfeng. Chinese players won't have come across just a coordinated press like that. 5 players advance 5 meters and force the error and the turnover of possession. Looking for Impyo around the outside. Sadia, closed down by Costa, gives the ball away. Even the most rudimentary of presses is causing turnovers. Hyunwoo, Gi-yun, 5 white shirts to aim for. Hyunwoo again. He's headed against the post. They've scored once. Hyungmin. Hyunwoo. It has the feel of a practice match, doesn't it? It's attack versus defense. In the end, because Shandong pulled out of the competition, the actual goal difference against the bottom clubs, against Guangzhou, won't matter in this group. It won't be taken into the calculation if, or for whoever comes in second place in the table. So scoring a lot of goals isn't that important. But finding a rhythm and making sure it's comfortable, that will be the target for Ulsan. Duje, Ilok, give and go. Double give and go, and Park is blocked by Yang Xin. Tianxi tries to come out with the ball, can't get there. Love how busy that Sung Jun is. Ilok a second time, just wide. Well, they kept possession for 20, 25 passes there in tight little areas. Just ghosting a foot or so past Haley Pan's right-hand post. Hyunwoo towering header, but got the direction completely wrong. Chung Kun, 20-year-old, making his third start in this AFC Champions League group. Again, you can only hope the experience enriches the Guangzhou young players and doesn't intimidate them. Pyo, Hyung Min. Park, shirt was being tugged, but he's carried on. Ilok, down to the byline once again. Right-footed cross, looks for Costa, who went for the spectacular overhead kick and wins a corner. Would have been one for the show reel, this one from Mark Costa. Second corner of the first half. First one from this far side. Wondu J is in the penalty area, but there's an awful lot of buffeting going on, and the referee, Mr. Yakubi, says, let's just settle it down, gents. But tons of movement from the Ulsan players. Looking to the edge of the penalty area for Hyung Min, and then Hyung Min catches his man. Lee Jia Hao in his third start. He's another who's only just turned 20. Frail. And hasn't really had a chance to have a go at any of the fullbacks that he's played so far. Operating as a wide midfielder, ostensibly. Nice quick delivery into Pyo. Giyan. Costa available. Oh, Park Chu-young is clobbered by Fungi Fan. Fung tried to get in front of Park, and then Park just put his body in the way and suffered the consequences. Boom. He's only 19, but he's a chunky 19 years of age. Two-man wall. It's a fair way out because of the angle. Here go Chen. Goes to the front, but Ilok, yeah, it's a three-man wall now. Ilok might fancy a little dink in, which he does. Is left dangerously by Yang Sim, but picked up rather easily by Haley Pam. Hugo Chen leaves it, and look at the work there. That was Ilok who took the free kick, and he was the winger working back to win the ball back for Ulsan. For all his attacking prowess, there's a real work ethic about this Ulsan side. Ilok onside. Park. They want the corner to Ulsan. They're not going to get it. "20 minutes gone." That early goal, the only goal of the game. But the possessional stats, it's 85% of the ball with Ulsan. Costa. Park. For once, his first touch lets him down. There's a 2-on-2 break here. This is Ning, who tried to take on two extra players, and good defensive duties from Hyung Min. And Hyungmin pushes it out wide to Gi-yeon, who's had a couple of appearances in the league this season. As a substitute, now getting his first start. Dujay. Park beaten to it by Yang Sin, almost inevitably, but won back by Wonsang. Park leaves it, Costa. Park not quite on the same wavelength at this stage. And then a long ball, looks for Lee Jia-ho. Sung-joon. 5 white shirts ahead of him. Gi-yeon. Ilok. Again, just raises the energy levels when he's in possession, and space for Gi-yeon. Costa's on the far post. Costa's header. Comfortable for the goalkeeper. He had to generate the power with that header, Costa. It was more glancing, wasn't able to use the neck muscles. He's an interesting acquisition. Haven't been many Hungarians who've come to Asia and made a big impact. Nicely played. Wonsang. Oh, it nearly finds its way to Ilok. Another block. That was the left back, Gi-yeon, who was racing in. Wonsang pulls it back to the penalty spot, and the defense just doing enough. Wonsang, 4 league goals, plus 1 against Johor. Free kick. Clumsy challenge from Kim Hyun-woo. Chen Kun. It's not the worst cross. Well, the idea from Chen Zhenfeng wasn't the worst, but there was no red shirt over on the far side, and that's a giveaway of possession, as his coach Pan Yong-hae. That's more than a quiet word. Again, Ilok has got the wrong side of his defender. Park Chu-young has got a terrific volley at that end in the game between the sides on Thursday. Yoon Ilok once again. Little pull back to Costa. Can't get there. And that's good defending. Ning Hao-soo. And he sprints away, but he's a lone red shirt at the moment. Now there's some support arriving. But he's surrounded by 5 white shirts. And Gi-yeon can hack it clear. Again, Park on the receiving end of some tough challenges there from Fang Yifan. Ilok again. Costa makes a run. Angled it well. Hungarian back to Yoon Ilok. Sung-joon. Little interchange of positions there. I see Hyungmin has dropped into a more centre-back position. That's allowed Dujay to push forward a little bit more. Ilok. More energy. Little give and go doesn't work. Well, we're just beyond the halfway mark in this first half, and after the early goal, Guangzhou might have feared that they'd be on the wrong end of a bashing. Hasn't proven to be that so far. There's been pressure, there have been half chances for Ulsan, but nothing to really upset Haley Pan in the Guangzhou goal. This might though. Park Chu-young tried to angle it into the corner, instead only found the grateful gloves of the 21-year-old. Lovely little back flick there from Kim Sung-joon, but a tame finish from Park. When he was 18, he was really being talked about. Asian Young Player of the Year as Eun-won Sang again has plenty to aim for if the cross comes in, but he's taken out. Tianqing protests his innocence. Sorry, Sade protests his innocence, as you can see. Little ice hockey hip check going in there. Hyun-woo and Costa and Chu-young, big men all. Won-do Jae in there as well. Park Chu-young completely unmarked at the moment. Goalkeeper Haley Pan desperately trying to get some attention to get Park Chu-young picked up. And Park, oh, it's off Yang Sin for a corner. Well, he was allowed to ghost in, completely unmarked. He hadn't been picked up. Then just a little bit of movement. His defender doesn't go with him. And once again, we see the massive disparity of experience. Static defending versus movement up front. Sade clears the resulting corner. Hyun-woo showing a willingness to get forward. And one Sang smuggles it out to Ilok. Dujay. More advanced role. One Dujay. Giyan. Park. Guangzhou just can't get a touch of the ball. It's keep ball. What are we up to? 10, 12 passes. 13. Slid in. Ooh, and then it's a handball. And we reach the 30-minute mark and the obligatory drinks break. There's the handball against Eun-won Sang. 29 minutes gone. Around about this mark, around about the half hour, there's an obligatory drinks break in the AFC Champions League group games this season. Partly because of the heat, and partly because of COVID. But I'd be amazed if it disappears. Yeon Il-ok with the only goal of the game. Giyan plays it into him. Yeon Il-ok. He strikes the ball pretty well, but you'd expect a goalkeeper to make the save. Haley Pan got two hands to it, but could only direct it onto the post. Trying to think if Jo Hyun-woo has actually had a touch, the Ulsan goalkeeper. I certainly don't recall mentioning him in any way, shape or form. Hasn't had a save. Not sure he's even had a back pass to deal with. Pam helps it wide to Feng Yufan. Match day 4 of the AFC Champions League, Group I, at the Larkin Stadium in Johor. Ulsan in the white, 1. Guangzhou 0. The goal scorer, Yunos, lovely ball. Just too advanced of either Sang or Mark Costa. Oh, on Dujay. Oh, Dujay gets a second chance. Costa eases out to Guyan. Ilok looking for Costa. Yangsin is there, belted clear. His comparative experience has been absolutely crucial for Guangzhou. You really do fear that if he hadn't been there, their hammerings would have been even greater. As it is, 8-0, 5-0 and 3-0 in the 3 matches so far, trailing 1-0 here. It's not a great advert for Chinese football. Owimpyo, little pull back. And the touch just awry from Sang. Sung Jun. The practice match continues. Again, credit for Guangzhou. Their shape is admirable, their discipline is admirable, their attitude and appetite faultless. Park Chu-young. But the movement of the likes of Park, who wants the ball to go out for the corner kick. 4th of the first half for Ulsan. Oh, it's pushed wide. That's a chance for Hyung-min. My eyes were on Hyun-woo. That's where that was aimed for, but suddenly the skipper, Shin Hyung-min, just ghosted in. Every high ball into the penalty area is causing consternation for the Chinese team. But they've got away with another one. Chunkum helps it down the line. Diego Chen is physically beaten by Hyun-woo. Oh, changing the tack a little bit. Dujay was looking for the long ball over the top. Fullbacks haven't got in advanced positions as they have in previous matches for Ulsan. Maybe inhibited by the 2 wide players in front of them, Yunos and Sang. But very often it's Impyo or Guyan who are getting to the byline. Not today. Hyung-min's header. Park again on the receiving end of a buffeting, and that time by Sadia. There is the 18-year-old. Hyung-min, Ilok. Park looks like he's having a fun time out there. Guillaume. Again, Wandu J tries the angle ball. Encouragement comes from his captain, Shin Hyung-min. It's something they've clearly talked about. Game's taken on a very similar feel to the first game on Thursday between these two sides. Same venue, same time. Then the frustration was Ulsan not being able to break down Guangzhou. Here they scored early, but the frustration has been there ever since. Ning. CHN. That's a free kick. And a second chance maybe for Guangzhou to put the ball into a dangerous area. CHN. That's a yellow card because it's the second challenge by Kim Hyun-woo. It's his first start in any game this season, so a little bit of match fitness might be lacking, but he's looked sharp and alert. But when CHN has had the ball at his feet, he has been able to run it. This 6-foot centre-back. Yanks in at the far post could be a danger. Archie Young is picking him up. A little bit of pushing. CHN, they get into the position very rarely. And Omar Yakubi sees a push to stop them in their tracks. Ilok does like to play a pace, but that's the centre forward doing the kind of blocking. It's a 7-3 formation at the moment from Guangzhou. Damage limitation is the sole ambition. Perhaps they might be able to get a foray up front, but still no touches of the football for Ulsan goalkeeper Jo Hyun-woo. Not even a kick. Hyung-min. Won-sang. Impyo. Bit of patience, not just throwing the ball in. Du-jae. Hyun-woo. Du-jae. Still Costa waits in the penalty area. The ball is picked up by a red shirt. They just get outnumbered when the ball is tossed in. They've had more fortune when they've been able to get round the back, but it's difficult with such a deep-lying defence. And Won-sang. This time, Won-sang, ooh, that's tight. That is tight. Du-jae was trying to pick out the run. The movement was good. It is a good call, but it is tight. Second offside. It just shows you how deep Guangzhou have been playing and how disciplined they've been. Crumbs of comfort for Guangzhou. They are the whipping boys of this group. Oh, a touch for the goalkeeper. Oh, first of the game. 40 minutes and 17 seconds in. And a second touch. Like a bus, it comes along in twos. You'll need to rub down after that one, the keeper. Sungjun. Ki-yeon, 20-year-old, for sideways, which is good defending. There was no real pass on for him. Sungjun. Sungjun, second chance, thinks of the shot. Sungjun, parried away. Ilok, little nutmeg. And Yang Sin is there to rescue. So another chance goes astray for Ulsan. And the frustration continues. They still lead. There's no doubt they'll win this game, but football, you never know, do you? You never know. Ki-yeon. Until you get the goals, nothing is secure. Costa. Again, that's the centre forward for Guangzhou. As the 7-3 formation kicks in once again. 30 meters from their goal. Little touch from Costa. Tries to get the second touch. Park Ju-young kisses it outside, and that'll be a free kick against Ki-yeon. Here's the earlier effort from Sungjun. Plenty of power in it. Look at this for a little nutmeg. Oh, we don't quite see it. Goalkeeper this time getting body and everything else behind it. And then came that little nutmeg there. And Yang Sin steps in again. Little cushioned header from Hyung-min. Long ball over the top. Won-sang, he's got Costa racing for the penalty spot, and the header from Park Ju-young is over the top. For once, they were caught napping at the back. Caught without bodies deep. And Park has to just drop backwards. That made the header a little bit more difficult. Nonetheless, he'll be mighty disappointed he hasn't at least put that on target. Little knot of Ulsan fans, 40 or 50 of them to my right-hand side, looking a little bit frustrated. Flags are fluttering, but not much noise from them as Guangzhou win a throw-in. They've got 90 seconds to survive. Lipan hoists it, but to an offside CHN. Oh, far too much on that. Won-du-jae has tried to play the difficult passes. Either diagonal or that one a straight pass, but far too much on it for Cho Ki-yeon to get anything on. And after conceding in just 3 minutes, it really does look like Guangzhou are going to survive until half-time. With the damage limited to that early goal. Two Guangzhou players just eased off the ball by Won-du-jae. Ilok, he's been the outstanding player of this first half. Not only for the goal, but his running and his energy. Little dink in, ooh, nearly finds it. Way into the far post. Again, Yang Sin was reluctant to put a right foot out there just in case he deflected it. And that's a decent reaction save from Lipan. Always awkward for goalkeepers, those, because you can't commit until the ball has bounced. Costa's header. And that'll come off Guiyun and out for a throw-in for Guangzhou. We're midway through the 2 minutes of added-on time at the end of the first stanza. It's significantly cooler now than it was at the start of the match, and the cloud cover has helped. The floodlights are on. And he can have a chunk of pride, Pan Yong-hae, with his team. Guiyun. Olympio. Costa then eases Fang Yifan off the ball. The referee Yakubi saw it. Yang Sin, the senior pro, the only senior pro, was saying that Costa was using an elbow to see off Yang Yifan. Referee Yakubi's controlled this one pretty well. Just one yellow card handed out, and that was to Ulsan's Kim Hyung-woo. And Guangzhou, after the physicality they showed and a rather stupid red card they received in the first game against Johor, they've been a lot more disciplined and have a free kick here on the edge of the penalty area. Shin Hyung-min into the back of the small figure of Lee Jia-ho. And this is the best scoring position in the 3.5 matches so far that Guangzhou have had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the wall. Yang Sin is standing over the ball. Yang Sin. Ooh, he caught it well, but too high, didn't force the save. And it's the last action of our first half. As we have a look at the replay, definitely caught it well, but the wall did its job. And Guangzhou, having gone behind early on to Yun Il-ok's goal, that went in off the fingers of goalkeeper Haley Pan. Well, they pressed and they've had all the possession since then, Ulsan Hyundai, but they've not been able to add to the tally. Despite the physicality of Costa and the impudence of Park Ji-young and the width of Won Sang and Yun Il-ok, it remains at half-time. Guangzhou FC 0, Ulsan Hyundai 1.
Ulsan Hyundai FC dari Korea dijalankan oleh pemain pakai jersey nomor 7.
There will be 2 minutes of added time, 2 minutes of added time.
2 menit tambahan masa, separuh masa yang pertama.
Good for Ulsan Hyundai FC from Korea by play number 7, Yunos.
Gol pasukan Ulsan Hyundai FC dari Korea dijalankan oleh pemain pakai jersey nomor 7, Yunos.
There will be 2 minutes of added time, 2 minutes of added time.
2 menit tambahan masa, separuh masa yang pertama. 2 menit tambahan masa, separuh masa.
A very warm welcome back to the Larkin Stadium. Oh, to give it its full name, the Tan Sri Dato Haji Hassan Yunos Stadium in Johor Bahru in the southern tip of Malaysia. It is AFC Champions League Group I. Match day number 4, the first of 2 matches for today. And Ulsan Hyundai, the runners-up from the Korean League, who beat Port FC from Thailand to make it to this stage, lead Guangzhou by a 1-0. Both of these sides have twice won the AFC Champions League, but these were in very, very different times and very, very different circumstances for Guangzhou. Guangzhou have sent a predominantly young side and 1-0 down in this 4th match day, having not scored and conceded 16 goals in their matches so far to date. We're going to see a couple of personnel changes for Ulsan, and the return after limping off in the 1-1 draw against Kawasaki on match day 1 for the Japanese midfielder Jun Amano. And also we're going to see the left wing back Sol Young-woo come on. The 6 was raised, and players coming off are Yun Il-lok. It's an interesting one. So Seol will operate down that left-hand side, maybe in an advanced position. And Amano has come on for Wansang. Interesting. So the 2 players who I thought were the outstanding personnel in match day 1, in the first half, sorry, are both taken off. And that's why I'm a commentator and not a coach. A couple of changes as well for Guangzhou. 51 Deng is on for Li Jiahao. And we're also going to see a first appearance on the AFC Champions League. No, we're not, for Jiao Qianqing. He is on, and he's on for Feng Yifan. Sorry, we saw a late appearance for Zhao at the end of the previous match, so he's coming on at centre-back there. 2 like-for-like changes. Whereas for Ulsan, potential change of formation.
Substitution for Ulsan Hyundai FC from Korea, play number 7, Ilo, replaced by play number 66, Sol Young-woo. Another substitution.
Mark Costa gets us underway in this second half. Goal difference not vital for Ulsan. The points are all important. They need, effectively, we would imagine, 9 points out of 9 from this game and their matches against Kawasaki here in 3 days' time on the 27th. And then the final match against Johor next Saturday at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium. Seol, first involvement, looks for Costa. It's over Costa, and the flag is up for offside against not Mark Costa but Oh In-pyo. And it is a change. They've gone to 3 at the back, Ulsan. And 2 of those 3 players at the back are midfielders. That means that the wing-backs, Sol Young-woo and Oh In-pyo will try as far as possible to get as high up the pitch as they possibly can. Nice turn from Ning Hao-soo. Ning fires one not far wide. Well, they had a free kick at the end of the first half. That effort from Ning Hao-soo. There is growing confidence throughout this tournament from Guangzhou. It's all about damage limitation. But they are showing the occasional bit of attacking intent. Kim Hyun-woo picked up a yellow card in the first half. That's a Shin Hyung-min. Shin, Kim, Won-do-jae, Seol. attack versus defense carries on. Hyung-min. Everybody within 40 meters, the referee has to get out the way. One's ball in. Just look at that wall of red. The 7-3 formation is alive and kicking. Diego Simeone will be a happy man. Breaks to nearly to Mark Costa. Sade just gets it out of his feet. And Chung-kun can drive forward. Referee plays an advantage because Guangzhou have possession. This is Hao Su. Tried to play it down the line to Wang Tianqing, but Wang belatedly chases. And that's easy possession for Impyo. Impyo looks for Costa. Yang Sin is there, and that has come off Yang Sin for the first corner of this second half for Ulsan. The Japanese Junimano will come over and take this, his first involvement. Lipan surrounded by white shirts. Referee again just stopping the play, just to warn defenders not to hold on. Amano's cross, well defended at the near post by Zhengfeng. Sadia helps it out. It's going to come straight back from Hyun-woo. Young-woo. Eventually finds the cross, and Yang Sin is there ahead of Costa. He really has been outstanding, Yang Sin. Yes, he's got plenty of red shirts around him, but the number of times that he's been the man to pick out the cross. As there's a free kick there won by Ye Go-chen. And Yang Sin, at 28 years of age, the granddaddy of this otherwise very, very young Guangzhou lineup. The only one with first-team experience. And even that's only a single game, but he has played in Chinese League 2. Driven ball by the skipper Hyung-min to Seoul. Park Chu-young. Park down the line. Sade is there. Sade will be relishing this chance to play against as famous a player as Park Chu-young. They're barely playing with a defense. Just feed the ball in as quick as they can. There is Park. Great tackle coming in from Sadia once again. But he looks up and there are no red shirts ahead of him. Well, Ye Go-chen made a run, and Ning has made a run forward as well. Keeper thinks about coming out. Now then, can Hao Su get in a shot? He can, but it's wayward. But that's the second time in the first 7 minutes of this half that Ning Hao Su has got away and got a shot that's not troubled goalkeeper Hyun-woo. Still hasn't had a shot in anger to save, but it is 3 shots on goal by Guangzhou. By far their best return of the 4 games. Impyo. Young-woo can go either side, and Emano's header straight down the throat of Helipan. "12 yards out. All he could really do is direct it. It's difficult to angle it. Maybe he goes back across the goalkeeper. Gi-yun out to Seoul. Gi-yun's being given a free roll, the number 20. Might be about to come off though, because Valery Kazaishvili is lurking. Emano's cross for Costa. The Hungarian scores his second goal, and Jun Emano justifies his introduction. It's a lovely left-footed cross in from Jun Emano. He cuts back inside. Costa's in plenty of space though. You've got to really be picking them up. But it's a fabulous cross to the back post. Costa's second goal in consecutive games. Just needed a firm touch. 54th minute, 2-0. Looking for Emano. And again, well, the changes seem to have worked for Ulsan. That effectively secures the points, which is objective number 1. Emano. Looking for Costa. It's amazing, some players just have the connection, and Emano and Costa look like it's a far better matchup than the wingers, despite the great work of the wingers in the first half, particularly Ilok. But you can see Emano is busy, and Costa is making energetic runs. Wonduje. Costa comes short. Off the bar from Park Chu-young, belted clear by Sadia. He could have had a hat-trick, Park. Instead, he's still without a goal today. Second time they've smacked the woodwork. But again, there was Emano and Costa involved. Little dink through into Park Chu-young. We'll get a replay as soon as feasible, but the pressure is just going to continue. Impyo. Costa off the bar and stays out. Costa is saying it's over the line, but the assistant referee at this side says no. The Iranian official said no. The bar rattled twice in 2 minutes. Emano. Sung-jun. Hyung-woo. Seoul. Back post, Emano! Blocked by a desperate challenge from Wang Tianqing. Well, Costa is still saying that that was over the line. Which one are we going to look at? We're going to look at the volley that's wonderfully saved on the line by Tianqing. This is the earlier Costa moment. Well, doesn't look like it's fully over the line, and then this is the Park Chu-young volley. So 3 efforts in 2 minutes, no goal. The pressure absolutely incessant. That's Guangzhou make a change. Ning Hiao-su, who's played pretty well, is to be replaced by number 99, Yi Runbiao.
Substitution for Guangzhou FC from China, from day number 62, Ning Hiao-su, replaced by day number 99, Yi Runbiao.
Every Guangzhou player back inside their own penalty area defending. Somehow, it's only 2-0. So Young-woo will be able to keep that alive. Young-min. Ki-sung, who's just on as a substitute. Amano, lovely touch. Guyan. Wanting, who made that earlier fabulous save on the line, then makes an important tackle. And then Costa comes in from the side and concedes the free kick. Costa's still talking to the assistant referee on this side. We don't have goal line technology, but the naked eye, I think, suggests that the assistant got it spot on. Shin Hyung-min to Kim Hyun-woo. So Young-woo, as the players just come on. Too much on it. 24 Lee Yu-sung. He started the first game against Kawasaki, came on as a sub against Johor. On for his third AFC Champions League appearance, Yu-sung. Lipan. Yang Sin spreads it out wide. Ju Tian Cheng, first involvement. Tian Cheng's just 20. Here's the Costa moment once again. No, that's bounced back on the line. That's a good decision by the assistant. Bit of fortune for Guangzhou. But match officials, I think, are fully justified in their decision there. Sung Joon just keeps the ball ticking over. 1 and 2 touch. Kyu-sung, Impyo. Again, enough red shirts back, and Deng belts it anywhere in the Larkin will do for Deng. Hyun-woo. Breaks to Gi-young. Costa's touch. Impyo. Again, good solid goalkeeping. So easy for that to bounce away off the chest of Helipan. And while he's at fault, arguably, for the first goal today, certainly at fault for the second goal against Johor. He has had a tournament to be proud of, Helipan, despite the goals against him. Long ball over the top, and Rumbiao just denied by an outstretched leg from Shin Hyung-min. Farouk Kazashvili is prepared to come on now for Ulsan. And it's going to be Choi Gi-yeon who makes way, the 20-year-old.
Substitution for Ulsan Hyundai FC from Korea, number 29.
Corner for Guangzhou. Goalkeeper makes a nice clean take. Distributes quickly to Costa. Rumbiao. No free kick. That leaves a counter-attack. It's a 5-on-5. It is like a training exercise there. Sadir just does enough. Goals early in both halves gives you the score top left. AFC Champions League Group I. Ulsan scoring in the 4th minute from Yun Il-lok, who's since been replaced. Well, Costa scoring, and a corner as Yang Sin once again makes an important header. Costa was lurking, looking for his second goal. Kazashvili's first involvement was to play in a dangerous cross that Yang Sin deals with. Amano's ball in. Costa's header, Kazashvili, 3-0. Looking for the second ball, reacts quickest, smashes home left-footed. No chance for the goalkeeper. Again, struggling with the corners, Guangzhou. They don't get to the first ball. Kazashvili responds quickest and fires home. The defender, Chen Kun, doesn't put in a good enough challenge on Valery Kazashvili. And the Georgian makes it a comfortable 3-0 now for Ulsan. Deng chases back on Valery Kazashvili. And they look in the mood for more, Ulsan. Leonardo's preparing to come on, the Brazilian. And he was goalless in his substitute appearance last time. He'll want to get on the score sheet this time if he does come on. Kazashvili. Strikers always want to score. Yusung. Change firstly for Guangzhou. Ye Guochen, who's worked manfully up front for 65 minutes. This is a usual change that they make, and Mark Costa, having scored his second goal in 2 games, is replaced by Leonardo.
Substitution for Guangzhou FC from China, number 77, Ye Guochen, replaced by number 75, Guo Shuai.
Guo Shui will go straight up front and will try his best just to stop the 3 at the back pushing forward. Kazashvili. Chen Kun. Now then. Yusung. Well, that's a ball that Costa would have loved to be on the end of, but he's not on the pitch at the moment. But they have got a corner kick, Ulsan. Pressure's been relentless from Ulsan, without being any under real threat. They've been able to knock the ball around, get the ball wide, try to get the confidence high. Amano's ball in, again causes consternation. Second ball comes back, belted clear by Yang Sin. Amano would like to come back onto his left foot, you suspect. And tries a mazy dribble. Gets past 3. Owen Pyo was trying to play the 1-2 with Amano, who was offside. Well, referee having a word with Deng. As we looked at the replay, it was mazy stuff from Amano. Impio. Leonardo. Leonardo! Straight down the middle. Rare touch for the goalkeeper, Hyun-woo. The international has had busier days. Oh, lovely little touch. Park Chu-young. A lot of what he's tried hasn't come off, but still been fun to watch the old boy at work. Sung-joon. Gusung. Kazajshvili, score of the third. Little nutmeg on the edge of the penalty area. Gusung. And a rare loose pass. There haven't been many of them. Certainly not from Hyung-min. Deng Shi will take his time. More difficult tasks ahead for Ulsan against Kawasaki in 3 days' time here. That could be pivotal to this whole group. They just needed to make sure they didn't have a catastrophic result of not picking up all 3 points against Guangzhou. That's not going to happen. And then they've got the serious action of the 2 remaining games against Kawasaki and Johor. Guangzhou doesn't get any easier for them. They're into the cauldron of the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium in 3 days' time. CHN concedes the corner kick, from which there's been constant problems. Last one from this side resulted in a goal. Leonardo, looking bright, wants to get on the score sheet. Strikers like scoring goals. It's good for confidence. Doesn't matter whether it's in an inverted commas easy game. Amano has got 6 white shirts to aim for, including Leonardo. Just beaten to it by Tiancheng. Kazajshvili. Tiancheng once again. Looks for Go Shui. Going to come straight back from Seoul. Leonardo. Seoul round the outside. Seoul can cross for 4-0. Beautifully converted. Jun Amano, the Japanese, very bright, very busy, always available on that penalty spot. Cleverly done. Seoul pulls it back. And Amano had a header from around about that area, from a similar pullback from Seoul. This time, it's a right-footed volley, 4-0. Clever from Leonardo. And just textbook from Ulsan. Somebody attacked the far post, somebody attacked the penalty spot. And no matter how good the defending is, there's always a chance that you'll get the result you're after. Gianamano makes it 4. Yanilok on 4 minutes, Costa on 54, Kazajshvili 64, Gianamano 73. Goshui can't keep the ball. Possessional stats 85%. Ulsan Hyundai. Not unexpected, but it just makes it so difficult for Guangzhou. They're just sitting back. Deep, deep, deep. 5-4-1. Very often that 5 becomes a 7. The 1 drops in to make it a 7-3. Leonardo, chest back, Kazajshvili. No space to play. Chen Kun looks for the long ball out for Go Shui, but it's going to come straight back. Chen Kun high up in the air. And it's off Seol Young-woo. And the drinks break will offer a little bit of respite to Guangzhou. They've now conceded 20 goals, average 5 a game so far, and the pressure is not going to diminish from Ulsan between now and the end of the match. Gianamano came on at half-time and has certainly been involved. He set up the goal for Costa. As we just have a look here at Amano's goal. Leonardo cleverly flicked over, and you could just see he's attacking the edge of the 6-yard box. And Seoul has players either to pull back or to drive it across the goal. Options. Amano also put in a peach of a cross for Mark Costa's goal. And Kazajshvili scored the 3rd after a corner came back to him and he smashed it into the net on the 2nd touch. Another defiant performance from Yang Sin. You really do fear, it's bad enough 20 goals conceded. You really do fear what would have happened without Yang Sin.
Okay, let's go.
Go Shui. Teenager. Trying his best to retain possession. There's a kind of a press on there from Guangzhou. Ulsan play themselves out of it. Kazajshvili round the corner to Seol Young-woo. He has looked a good player against all opposition, Seol Young-woo. Seol, Park, Seol can go either left foot or right foot. Park Ju-young trying to play it through to Seol. Confident first touch from Kim Hyun-woo. Kazajshvili. Gyu-sung. Leonardo had made a run. He wanted the ball to be played in alongside the defender. Owen Pyo. driven ball, easily picked off, but they barely have a touch. That one from Deng, and it comes straight back to Ulsan. There is no out ball for Guangzhou. Shol Young-woo, lovely first touch. Dink over the top for Amano, and Yang Sin again just gets a nick. Vital intervention from the skipper. Actually, it's not him, it's Tian Cheng. He's done well. Amano has got a player right in front of him. Goalkeeper spectacularly clears. Guo Shui, and there'll be a free kick for a late foul on Guo Shui. Oh, he's not called it. The referee had a whistle in mouth. I was preparing, I assumed he was waiting for an advantage. Non-accrued, but no whistle. Mr. Yakubi, just one yellow card today. Hyun-woo drives forward, gives the ball away. He was thinking of a shot then, but that's not in the playbook. That's a nice ball out by Zhenfeng. And for once, there's 3 or 4 Guangzhou players, and they've got possession in Ulsan territory. That's rare. Tianxi goes back to Yang, but he was under pressure from Leonardo. Kazashvili's run inside to Amano. Easy touch home for Leonardo, who's offside. That'll be an interesting one to have a look at. The assistant, the Iranian assistant's got most things right. This one will be tight. But the forward run from Kazashvili, he plays the ball into Amano, and Amano looks a fair enough call. So 3 offsides for Ulsan. That one particularly crucial. Forgot Hyun-woo was on the pitch. Later on tonight, on the same channels, Johor Darul Taksim taking on Kawasaki Frontale for the second time. It was goalless when they met on Thursday night. Currently, Johor top the standings. Ulsan will go level on points with them. And actually, in the neutral way of the group, they will actually go top, Ulsan. Because the goal difference, if it remains 4-0, the goal difference will remain the same as Johor's. But they will have scored more goals. So before all the calculations come in, Ulsan will actually go to the top of the group. Leonardo, Gusung. Pinged out wide by Seoul. Sada completely missed kicks. Fatigue will be kicking in for Sada Jiang. Amano and Kazashvili. The Georgian blocked off by 3 red shirts and hacked clear by Hurley Pan. Shiol. It's spectacular from Sada. Amano will be happy to get some game time under his belt as he's penalised there. Amano again. Impio. We can only hope the Chinese football finds itself in better health in the next few years. Lavish amount of money always seemed unsustainable. Let's hope teams, though, have invested in youth development. As Amano plays a give and go with Impio, Gyusung. Amano available, Gyusung to Leonardo, off the post, but 5-0, buried. Shiol on target, couldn't really miss, could he? Thought Gyusung had missed the chance, get the cross in because he was going backwards, but managed to spin it through. Leonardo hits the post, and Shiol Youngwoo is on hand for his first goal of this season's AFC Champions League. Just passes it into the corner. 5-0. And Ulsan definitely top now of the group, although they played a game more than both Kawasaki and Johor, who play later on. Here's Gaucher. He's deserved his goal. Youngwoo has been very, very inventive. He's set up chances. He's set up one goal definitely for Junamano. Oh, Tianqing thought that he was going to get a run. Again, to the young lads from Guangzhou, credit. Disciplined, organised. They've done as well as they would be expected to do. A really young team up against experienced opponents. Amano, Leonardo still looking for his goal. Amano tries the nutmeg. Tianqing gives the ball away. Gyusung, Amano again. Impio, free kick. Amano and Gyusung are over the ball. Again, the defence is pretty deep, 6 yards out. Lipham on his goal line. He's not one who likes to come off his goal line and claim crosses. Amano is over-ambitious. Change coming for Guangzhou. And the hard-working Chen Kun is coming off. And his replacement is going to be Liu Shihao. It's a weary jog off, but he's worked exceptionally hard. Again, remember, this isn't Guangzhou's best versus Ulsan's best. But the Guangzhou boys out there have done their best for that. Nobody can ask any more. Little push in the back for Guangzhou. Is there a chance of a consolation? Are they going to perhaps get a goal? It's the second straight year Guangzhou have sent a young team to the group stages. They were pointless last year in their group, but they did score a goal. He's not thinking of a shot, is he, Sadir? Well, if he was to score this would be beyond sensational. Sadir Jiang. Tired. Applause from his manager, his coach, who's been nothing but encouraging to his team. I am trying to gloss Guangzhou's performance, but encouragement for young players so important. Here's Kazajishvili. When you're up against somebody with 50 Georgian caps, when you're up against the ultra-professionalism of the Koreans, a Park Chu-young with 90-odd caps, it is a fearsome task for young players, particularly if they've not played top flight, particularly if they haven't got experienced players around them to help them. But for Ulsan, it now gets mighty competitive. 3 minutes to add on at the end of the 90. 5-0 as it stands. Ulsan top of the standings. Kawasaki versus Johor to come. Is there just going to be a sixth? Leonardo would certainly like one. He's hit the post. He's had a goal disallowed. Yang Sin drives forward. It's a lovely ball to Guo Shui, who's offside. He says no, but you could just see the Korean players just step as the ball was played. Just that little bit of extra experience that the 18-year-old just won't have come up against in his career to date. Kazajishvili. Park. Kazajishvili. Right foot. Spins it over the top. Cramp. Afflicting at least one Guangzhou player. Dato will be happy that he's got on the score sheet. Yang Sin. Sadir steps in. He wanted the ball there more than Park Chu-young. Oh, Impyo. 60 seconds. Leonardo lurking in the penalty area. Kazajishvili. Seol pulls it back to Leonardo. Doesn't reach him because Yang Sin is there. And Guo Shui can push out left. Just see if they can hold on to the ball. 10 passes. There's 4. Where's the support? It's not there. Tianqing is trying to get up in support. Round the corner. They never got beyond 5 passes. That'll be pretty much it. Kazashvili. Impio. 5-0 with just 10 seconds to go as Amano is offside, and that will be it. The victory belongs to Ulsan Hyundai. They did what was required. They got the 6 points they needed from the 2 games against Guangzhou. They did so with the minimum of fuss, no injuries. They've got Junamano back from injury. Leonardo not scoring, it won't really upset him, but strikers do like to get on the score sheet. But Kazashvili scored. Yanilok after 4 minutes. Costa on 54, so he's an option. Kazashvili on 64, Amano on 73. Seol Young-woo firing home, or passing home, after Leonardo had hit the post. They also hit the post on 4 other occasions. Goalkeeper Haley Pam made several excellent saves. This was as one-sided as it looks, and it's finished. Guangzhou FC 0, Ulsan Hyundai 5. But now 2 big matches to come for Ulsan against Kawasaki, and they'll finish against Johor. Plenty to go in this AFC Champions League Group I.